Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm going to talk to you about the controversial government power, eminent domain, and its unjust displacement of underprivileged communities and people. Between 1949 and 1973 alone, government officials executed 2,532 projects in 992 cities, displacing 1 million people, 2/3 of whom were African Americans, all through the use of eminent domain. Eminent domain is the right or power of the government to seize private property from its rightful owners and use it for public use, without the consent of the owners. According to the Fifth Amendment, the government may seize private property as long as the property will be claimed for public use, such as roads or parks in some cases, and as long as the property owners are provided with just compensation. So the same amendment that protects our right to private property protects both the government and often private parties in their evil economic pursuits. What it doesn't protect is the rights of the poor, underprivileged minority communities who are forced off of their private property and left defenseless against the United States government. So I think it can definitely be agreed upon that eminent domain had pure initial intentions to serve the public good. In the past, eminent domain has been claimed in order to provide cities with clean drinking water and facilitate transportation. It has aided in the creation of national parks we can all enjoy and the preservation of historical sites. However, eminent domain abuse is too common, and it causes serious issues for homeowners, business owners, and too often, entire minority communities. In 2005, the Supreme Court case Kelo versus New London ruled that governments could claim an eminent domain and then sell the land to private developers who had public purpose intentions, such as hoping to boost the economy, as the Fifth Amendment doesn't require a literal public use, but a public purpose. So this allows politically connected private interests to take priority over our own rights to private property. These economic pursuits can fail, with no repercussions for the private companies or government, and then no aid to the displaced residents. The government time and time again has targeted people and communities who don't have the means to fight back because it's easier. For example, in order to construct the Cross Bronx Expressway, eminent domain was claimed, and more than 1,500 Bronx families were forcibly evicted. This 7-mile expressway created a massive gash through Bronx neighborhoods, and the residents had no means to fight back. The worst part is, this massive project could have displaced fewer residents and cost less money if it was built along another route, but the easy option of displacing the low-income residents was chosen, as it generally is. Additionally, these people may not have the knowledge of their rights to compensation and don't have the means to get a lawyer and fight for this right compensation. To detail the hardships of one community the Cross Bronx Expressway destroyed, I looked to East Tremont. 1 mile of the Cross Bronx Expressway ran through the center of a Bronx neighborhood called East Tremont, a tight-knit community occupied by people who had lived there for generations. A family. And a family that had everything they needed in their neighborhood, including affordable apartments. But one day, suddenly, the residents were given notice that they had 90 days to vacate their homes. 90 days. Evicted. There was no warning. These residents banded together and fought long and hard against the plan, but it was approved, and they were displaced. They lost their homes and their community. I close hoping I've educated you on the housing inequality issue of eminent domain. It's a system that allows the powerful to oppress the disadvantaged in favor of corporate profit. It destroys poor and minority communities and displaces thousands and thousands of people.